Feels like he's gotten away with it. I love this opening for SHIN.
Looks like that scan on the third didn't give Clem an actually appropriate amount of scouting, to be honest. Like the Hellions were a little too soon kind of in that suicide, so the scout wasn't that great there. But then the scan, I mean, didn't just highlight, hey, SHIN is going to Hive, right? He is going to be not attacking into you. Clem actually bothering to keep his tanks at home, and a bunker as well, playing it on the safe side. Unfortunately, what he really would have loved to have scanned were the infestors. Then he would not have been so cavalier out in the map with his Marines like that. That was just totally unexpected, and Clem gets slapped back hard. Now has a better idea of what exactly is going down, but can he actually punish SHIN before SHIN gets to these Ultras? Ultras Captain about halfway done. Clearly going to need the chitinous plating to really affect this game, but it certainly feels like a game where they are going to be out and in play. Clem grabbing his 4th command center. Not going to be without his own macro. SHIN has seemingly skipped so many steps to have Ultras almost ready to go by 8 minutes. Pretty terrifying.
Yeah, this is great. I mean, skipping Banelings, I feel like Banelings are such a big money dump, right? They're so good when they work, and when they don't work, they're the worst, biggest waste of money you've ever seen. So, but look at this dive for Clem down the right side, small opening, and SHIN, does punish with the Fungal. Clem being way too cocky. He knew Fungal was out. Drives into it, even almost loses a medevac there, and Clem just being a bit crazy aggressive, getting a bit too antsy and trying to punish, because he can tell SHIN's playing a bare bone style. He knows, okay, SHIN must have cut some corners, but we can see SHIN's worker count is not that good. He's going to have a vicious ultra timing, but he does have pressure on him to do damage as another Contaminate comes down, well placed on the +2 weapons. This is such a cool build for SHIN. I love it, and Clem is going to keep attacking. That may be the wrong move. I think stopping libs and defending might be the better one.
I don't know. I feel like he's not remembering what it's like to play against this. There was a period where he was weak against Dark, and the amount of Roach builds Dark did way back in the day, he kind of fixed that. But then there was also a Serral tournament where Clem just kind of get constantly tripped up by the very fast, let's say, late game that came and hit him at actually some brutal timings. And he might have just kind of forgotten about that existing, and pushing into this with mostly Marines too seems like an awfully dangerous choice, but he is finding some foothold over on that base. Infestor's not here, so the army is able to micro back, and actually those Ultras getting obliterated, many of them already going down as they cannot reach the tanks. The run by did kill 24 SCVs, stop that 4th base from being planted down. This is very, very tough for Clem at this point, because he really has to find more direct damage. Killing space cows is one thing, but he's not touched the economy while his own economy has been decimated.
4-legged Space Tauren doing pretty well here for SHIN. I mean, the tank positioning was good. It got some damage, but he's still running such a risk. What if a Fungal lands? What if a Parasitic Bomb lands? This could be a one-way trip. He's really tempting fate right now, but I guess Clem realizes it's high risk, high reward at this point. You cannot be playing safe. There's a Spore Crawler there. The Giga Chad Spore does push the medevacs away. I don't think you can bile this, though. Spire may need to come down at some point later. For now, it's only 69 workers. Great Fungal. So much Marine Marauder gets caught there, and that's going to push Clem away, down 60 supply. SHIN skipping Banelings entirely, and Lib's coming in, but look how quick he is to react. The Queen does lose the plot a little bit, starts attacking her own Extractor, but the Spore Crawler will get the job done. Meanwhile, Clem stabs in on the left side. Gets a hatchery snipe. SHIN wants to go for the kill. Has he left a crucial opening? Let's see. Can Clem turtle up and defend the natural? Ultraling Ravager coming forwards. Fungal could be big here. SHIN! Is he going to get a Fungal? The Marine Marauder's right there!
The misclick forward for just half a second. The supply depot's out to be lowered, but we do have this choke to work with. All of the Ultras except one are already down, and this one could get focus fire. Tanks on the high ground, Liberator as well. More damage being done on the other side of the map as SHIN doesn't have a 4-base economy, but 3 might still do the trick. Clem only accidentally almost mining from his 4th base. I guess that's the word to use. This really shouldn't be happening as the Roach Ravager now heads that direction. It is already a planetary. Big splash damage on top of the army that is already being chased down by the bio. SHIN does recover the placement of his 4th base, but this has been a very wacky game. Clem realizing that that attack was going to come, had about as good of a defense setup as possible, now kills all of the Ravagers, really getting some serious revenge, but opening up an opportunity. SHIN pounces on the planetary once he realizes how out of position the bio is, using those Ultras to great effect, but the supplies are weirdly similar. Clem significantly down in the worker counts, but his army supply still matching that of SHIN. If he can control it correctly and avoid the Fungals, he doesn't avoid the Fungals. Those are absolutely huge game-ending Fungals right there. Clem, what does he have left? There's 4 units in those mid-evacs.
Oh, yeah, this is great. I mean, Clem's trying to play a down and dirty counterattack style. It's the right thing to do in this scenario. Still trying to drop whatever he can into the main, leaves a Marauder behind, but I think Shin just did such a good job here. Rushing to the 1-2. Ultras, you know, with the Lings, the Ravagers from the early game. He's mixing in a few more Infestors, realizing, hey, Fungal Ultra, it's one of the best mobility armies in the game. And I really feel like when you look at the way Clem plays, I've been kind of just going, I wish people would just try to mix a few Infestors in earlier, because if you look at Clem's micro, it is such an unfair advantage. He's just so fast. He's so good at micro. If you let him stutter step, he's just going to out-micro you and out-trade you every single fight. But suddenly Fungal Growth lands, you literally take away his skill. Like, you make him be more cautious, be more respectful on the map, which Clem did not do this time. And as a result, he got punished repeatedly by the Fungals. What a great way to open up this series by Shin.
I feel like this is a slap in the face. Clem probably feeling a bit comfortable, right? Getting up to his 3cc. Yeah, he did scout, you know, a bit of a rarer opener, but then didn't really get the follow-up scouts necessary to remind him, hey, this could happen, this could be devastating, and is still getting caught by some amazing Fungals. That is it. Shin just coming out of the gate strong right there, really knocking Clem down on his butt. Takes game number 1. And for him, can hopefully carry the momentum. Clem is going to have to basically readjust his mental.